Thank you for listening to REED-BBS.
REED-BBS. BBS. Benavidez Morel prediction video. In boxing, faith, to me, faith is based on tangible, empirical evidence. In boxing, seeing truly is believing. Seeing truly is believing. And with that said, I'm going to get right to it. The fact of the matter is, I just ain't seen it in David Morel. More importantly, I ain't seen it in David Morel's opposition. Now, his talent is obvious. He's been very aggressive against the guys he's fought. His speed is there, power is there in both hands. He's a fucking southpaw, which is never a bad thing in boxing. I believe I mentioned his size already. Reach, he's got exceptionally long arms, which will make for an interesting element to watch, especially early. If he can establish his jab, Morel, and keep Benavidez at bay with his length, he's already faster. You got longer arms, but executing and putting those two elements together ain't always as easy as just, I got the longer reach, so I'm gonna keep you off. But if he can, especially early, establish that jab, kind of like Bud did against Spence, then we could have an interesting night here. What we do know is David Morel will be meeting true resistance in a prize ring for the very first time tonight. Now, we know about the Cuban National Championships he's won, the World Boxing Series of Boxing that he won, a fight that he won, and that's not to be confused with the World Boxing Super Series. Two different things. We know that David Benavidez, El Monstro, Morel calls him RoboCop. We know that El Monstro, he's a pressure fighter. He's slow. He's slow of foot. He got cinder blocks for feet. We can say it. We can call it what it is, but he has very quick and educated hands also. Let's tell the whole story. Let's paint the full picture. He's not a one-hitter quitter, Benavidez ain't, but he can get it done in 2 or 3 hits. He can make you quit 2 or 3 hits, for damn sure. And juxtaposed with Morel's more polished Cuban national experience, Benavidez only has 15 amateur fights, and he explained it's because he was too heavy. He was a fat kid, so he's weighing over 200 pounds. He wasn't, just because you're heavy doesn't mean he's finna fight open and shit, grown-ass men, 200-pound men and shit. He just wasn't ready for that, so it didn't work out. But his amateur experience was basically in sparring. At the age of 14, this motherfucker was sparring world champions. By the time he turned pro at 16, by the time he was 15, he had already sparred the likes of Kelly Pavlik, Peter Quillen, Kid Chocolate, and Triple G. I mean, he was in there with some good dudes to be a fucking teenager, an early teenager at that. I've been noticing, and we can cross-examine and notice and dissect body language and alpha energy if we want to. Something shifted with Morel. Ever since their Miami altercation at first, they were both meeting aggression with aggression. They were meeting alpha with alpha. Morel has turned that off for whatever reason. All since the Miami Open workout, when Morel left Benavidez hanging, and then he got shoved and threw his belt. Ever since then, his energy has been noticeably different. I don't know what it means. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. There's also the sparring rumor that he got dropped in sparring. If that really happened, then that can't be good for Morel's psyche. To not only know you got dropped in preparation, but someone in your camp leaked that you got dropped in preparation. Yeah. I'm ordering the pay-per-view. I've already heard people say they're not and the sales are low. I'm all over this shit. And I'm not on some soapbox preaching or nothing. But for fights like this, I like to reward the fighters' pockets with a personal REED-BBS monetary contribution. That's not too much to ask, I don't think, for what they provide us. This will be a good fight. I was getting Trinidad Vargas vibes until the final presser and the weigh-in where Morel, who he looked bigger and stronger at the weigh-in, but his energy, it's almost like he just can't be bothered with the back and forth, which is probably what it is. But just the shift in all alpha to all of a sudden, you know, you couldn't care less. That was just strange to me. It probably means nothing. David Morel absolutely could win this fight, but it's imperative that he start early and earn Benavidez's respect early. Prove to Benavidez you can hurt him early. Otherwise, it'll be the usual gradual round-by-round decline of a David Benavidez opponent. With nothing more than a hunch in Morel's favor, I'm taking Benavidez here. Benavidez will be challenged. He'll have to overcome adversity, but give me Benavidez by a late stoppage of UD. REED-BBS, BBS. Blackberg Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.